Stan, you were looking at some knives, and they were proving to be very expensive. The problem is, though, you were looking at the Doppler knives, which are like blue and purple and stuff. Those are like the most expensive knives.
Mm.
So
$13,000.
13 was it 13,000?
That's
It
it.
was like £11,000. I don't know how much that is in dollars, but something
Probably.
like
I
that.
mean, they were. I remember like back in the day, an M9 bayonet, like StatTrak Crimson Web, that was really didn't have much wear on. Had like a fat spider web on it. I think Shox had one for the longest time. I don't think his was StatTrak, but anyway, those were like crazy expensive, like $10,000 plus knives.
Mm.
Those are really crazy. There's loads of nicely priced knives. I think that flip knives are undervalued. I got a nice flip knife, bright water, excuse me. Flip knives are undervalued.
I found the Plovsky hand wraps is like $700.
Really?
Which is like,
Yeah, the gloves, dude. My gloves,
Not
the
doing
gloves
that
I
well.
have, they sell on Steam for like £1,150, and they're probably not. That's probably just an average price, like an average wear price. Mine look like they're new, so I think mine would sell for a lot.
The average price, 1,100.
In terms of like, you know, like let's say you have a skin which is like minimal wear.
Mm.
Okay, so depending on the type of skin, there could be like a high-end minimal wear where it looks like there's no wear at all, like it's factory new, which is the most desirable one. So that would have a premium over, let's say, the average price skin that's selling on Steam Market, right? So that's something to consider.
Mm.
Like I have a Karambit Crimson Web which I bought for like $700, but it's got like a tiny bit of wear, but the spiderweb is perfect. It's got a proper spiderweb on it, right? You want the
Oh.
spiderweb on there.
So there's like the
middle.
graphic, and there's a wear on the graphic,
Yeah,
and then whatever's on the outside of the graphic.
yeah. So it depends on
Yeah.
where the wear is. It depends on what the pattern that's showing is. So like the middle of the spiderweb is like just bang in the perfect place on the knife. It looks amazing. So I feel like now it'll be worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I think I got it for a steal, to be honest.
Nice.
But the value doesn't matter to me because I have no intention of selling it. So, you know, I mean, it matters because I had to spend money on it, but I love it. So, yeah, knife is life. Let's look at the knife. Look at the knives.
see those.
Those are the
like
gloves you want.
$700.
I wonder what that pattern's called. Do you know what? I'm really interested in in art and the names of like classic things, if you know what I mean. I actually have a book to learn on that, but I loaned it to someone. I don't even know who has it.
It's not quite tribal.
Sluggy has this
Certainly
knife.
geometric.
Sluggy has this knife. So see, like a green knife like this would be really expensive. Green's my favorite color, but I'm not trying to spend more money. Like this kind of, what is going on in this knife round? I'm not trying to spend this much on a knife. Another one. See now that's a knight skin, but it's got very minimal wear. I had like a minimal wear knight butterfly knife, but around the top, the fat part of the blade, it had a lot of wear, and it just like I'd just be looking at that all the time, you know.
Mm.
Those knives you have to be a bit OCD about, otherwise it's going to drive you crazy. Well, we have Ninjas in Pajamas as a solid favorite for Inferno. They'll be starting on the CT side. You can see the wear on the edge of the knife, right? At the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's still a pretty good example, but it's really hard to find a really nice one. Anyway, it is time for the guns to come out. We've got Tizian and Tabson with Smoke, HE, and the Flashbang. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with this. Lecro has the dual elites, which still make no sense. I don't know that they are a consistent weapon. But if you're in a position where you're going to be rushed, then they can be.
I trust Lecro.
He's a steady pair of hands, but I don't understand. Maybe this is a tribute to Get Right, because he would often buy the dual Berettas. I just don't understand it.
But he had the Sweden color ones.
Ooh! There's one of the HE's gone. Tabson still has another one. Could go towards the pit, for example.
Like 2015, I made a video about Forrest playing the pit position on this map. He will be exploded, and the Julies don't do a single thing. That's expected, I suppose.
Must be one of the harder weapons to balance. The Julies can very easily make them too powerful. Flopsky creeping. He will be denied. Rez has a lot to do here, trying to avoid a double peek or a triple peek. Tabson will deliver the last frag, and Big take the pistol on the T side. Much needed.
I think for the amount of times I've seen them bought, the Julies might be the least successful weapon in professional Counter-Strike, because you do see them but they never, ever, ever have any success. I've never seen it.
The sword off is more successful than
Yeah.
the...
You'll have the occasional pistol rounds where you can get some lineups, but yeah, after pistol round or anyone with head armor, it doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Whereas the other pistols, you can actually, you know, do some damage when they have full head armor. A great start there by Big, and those two HE nades coming up huge. They're able to take out both members that they headshotted early.
And here we get the force buy from NIP too. And this is, they got the smoke grenades, which is the key thing. I mean, before the economy update, this round was scary enough when teams were force buy with CZ no armor smoke grenades. It was still very strong if you knew what you were doing. So, and they're going into the stack here, or at least they'll be, you know, the site with 3 as opposed to 2 players here for Big. They're just going to go in though. They've got the nades behind it, so they should be okay. Nice first kill. Plopsky gets a second one. That's not bad. Rez is still alive, running around as well. He'll eventually be taken down by the MAC-10. Plopsky's still in the smoke. He'll be dealt with as well. But might be another frag in this for NIP before the round is over. The bomb's still yet to be planted. That's actually a miss, I think. And I think that was supposed to go to coffins to do damage to the player planting. Forrest, how much can we find? There's one. All of a sudden, things start to get a little bit scary.
Well, there's maybe some more to be done here for Twist. He's got himself a juicy AK-47, still wants it, but there is definitely a save to be had. This is best case scenario in most cases, I do believe. And he will fall back and hold onto that nice Fire Serpent. I'm going to send Petar from HLTV a tweet. He is a statistician by trade. At Petar... Oh wait, no, it's the round will blah blah blah. What's his username again? TW, the game will... Okay, there we go. Yeah, the game will restart in 1 round. In 1 second.
And a nice round win by Big. Got a little scary there. It's questionable trying to do a B exec that early on without drawing any of those smokes. The good thing they had going was they had those MAC-10s, and when the smokes settled down, they were able to clean up the site. And Twist, he has an AK though. He could do some serious damage. We'll see what plays he goes for. And NIP just doing a straight up B stack. And leaving Twist here solo with that AK. And his aggression quickly stopped by that spam.
Right, I'm tweeting Petar. Are there stats to run on the success of Julies on CT pistols versus CZ57 and P250? Question mark. Because I think they are crap. Full stop.
There you go. He released an interesting stat recently, which was just about which top teams have, like, he had like a list of the top teams, and then he added on that only 2 of those teams, as Charles and NIP actually have, after making it to a peak in the game, returned to that peak later on. And to get some damage done here by NIP on the entry, a Big onto the B bomb site. This is not looking good. The AK, of course, now starts to make its way across, but it unfortunately was not in position to do the damage that they wanted. However, this time he's going to commit to the end. It's a tough one. Not much you can do there. Well played by Big. They will secure it, but they have taken a lot of damage in these rounds. 2 players surviving each time. And NIP is definitely no stranger to Inferno. It's always been a classic Swedish map, Inferno.
And although Big are winning these rounds, they're a lot closer than they should be. But nonetheless, they're off to a good start, 3-0.
Yeah, now the game really begins, and it begins with Twist being naked. He's got no Kevlar with this AWP. Not a terrible map to not have Kevlar versus some of the other ones. Oh, that could have been so expensive. Oh, the combo from Plopsky. Lekko was in the flames for so long. I thought he would die to the flames, to be honest. Amazing, he got something out of it, anything out of it. Twist now having to fall back very, very quickly. This is a fast-moving round of Inferno. Very unlike Inferno. A minute 30 and Big are wrapping through the arch position. Plopsky's in CT spawn. It's absolute carnage. We've got Rez at the bottom of Banana. Does he go back towards the B bomb site? Things may slow down now as Big consider their options, or will they? Looks like they are going to be decisive and make their way towards B.
has a smoke res. If he realized that he has the timing, he could have maybe smoked off CT spawn.
Look for default plant HE. Let's see other side. There are smokes to cut off some of these choke points. He could have smoked coffins before this smoke dissipated. Looks like he'll take the angle.
Forest is a smoke as well, he's not dropping it anywhere. Oh, they already had the coffin smoke to say. Oh, man, these angles are too strong for Big.
Ooh.
That's an insane peak. What to win, wow. Big 3K from next that rounds. What a save. Very decisive call from Big.
Yeah, I love that reaction. As soon as they realized that there were 3 in banana, they instantly rushed up mid. They knew there was an opening somewhere, and that somewhere was CT spawn. And that's a big round. Yeah, it was a 3v4. They were in a terrible position, but again, yeah, that nice reaction to realize that they had to do something. And now Nip, on their map pick, they're quickly down.
Indeed. Their loss bonus will be at maximum though. There is that. Silver lining.
That's a cool smoke. Popped off the ledge for the instant pop.
I wonder if that's deliberate. Maybe it is. But that would be a very specific lineup. Funnily enough, it did create the tiniest gap, but that would be to the advantage of the T's. If you're trying to creep close to that smoke, you would be exposed. I think that would be hard to replicate. HE's to the car position. Oh, no, beyond that, the half wall, in fact. That's a chunky one. That's a common position where you're going to stand. In case there's a pop flash play, you can just fall back behind the half wall. So it's not a terrible smoke, HE grenade, sorry. Smoke at the front of the B bomb site. Can be a nuisance to allow people to lurk. Here comes that pop flash play I was talking about, and Tabson will get caught out now. This will allow rotation for Ninja's Pajamas towards the A site if they're fast enough. They've got 2 players here already. Big realize this as well, so the urgency is high for both teams.
Need a pistol to get a kill early. There's one. Necro, can he do something too? Very, very close, and the Kriegs are collected by Rez and by Plopsky to do more damage. Twist pushes very close here, creates so much space for Rez to push, but Rez can't find anything before he's taken down by Smooya, leaving all of the burden to Plopsky. The youngster has to go straight to the bomb side there. Ooh, the continuation spray. That was the right idea, but didn't commit long enough to it. 5-0 for Big. Another round where NIP looked like they were really they were not a shoo-in, but they had a very good chance.
Yeah, and those are very dangerous rounds when you're T, and those are the rounds where you can afford everyone to get a pistol and nades and even armor. And when you get an early pick like that, you get very dangerous. A big recover. And it looks like Nip, they are sending 3 banana again, so they really want this banana. We'll see if they can actually take it this time.
No AWP for Ninja's Pajamas in this round. A different approach, perhaps. Smia shooed away from Banana with the Molotov. Twist makes his way back towards the A-bomb site. Electro creeping around towards Archer as well. Minute 25 on the clock, and Big may look to re-aggress, but the fire keeps coming on this Banana position. They will smoke off the bottom. This is great as far as NIP are concerned. 2 smokes remain, one of which is towards the B-bomb site. So this is going to really delay things. Big don't look like they're posturing for a play through the smoke with a flashbang from the T ramp area. Showing some presence towards top mid, but assuming there's probably 1 player towards B. Well, I don't know, I think Big may be discussing. They started moving towards Banana, but now they're moving away again. But indeed, you do have 4 players towards the A-bomb site for Ninja's Pajamas at the moment. All the smokes have been used by the CTs. But Tabson carrying the bomb has just shown it to Rez. 2 plays now to CT, so Nip are putting themselves in a faster rotation situation. Smia falls to Forest. Seems that Big have decided on the B bomb site. Next, maybe showing some presence towards B. Sorry, decided on the A bomb site, but there's such little time, and there are still 5 players alive for NIP. 10 seconds on the clock.
Push taps in a double entry. Oh, he goes down though,
bomb's
and
down.
the bomb is on the floor, and that's it. The round's over. Very timely kills from NIP. That's unfortunate for Big. And that's also going to make their money a little bit weird.
Did you see hesitation in their intentions there?
From Big?
From Big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they knew they had to. They never took banana control. So when that happens, you know that going into A, there's most likely going to be 4 people there. So there was a hesitation on if they were gonna. They knew they had to hit A because they didn't have banana. There was low time, and yeah, it's Nip again. That sending 3 players there banana worked out for them.
We credited them for their decisiveness in some of the rounds prior, but again, looking at the radar, it looked like they had intentions to go towards the B bomb sites. They started gravitating towards the mouth of Banana, but then went back up towards the A bomb site. Who knows? Well, that's the first round on the board for the Ninjas in Pyjamas. But I still feel like Big are... They'll feel confident that they are in control unless they allow things to get out of hand like they did there. Perhaps there'll be more investment into Banana early, but again, you've got those latent injuries from NIP to be deployed. Forrest is deep in the apartments at the moment. Should hear Tizian moving around, but the exchange continues in that Banana position. Some pre-fire from Tizian. Oh, that's such a fast reaction. Got headshot. That's why it's nice to pick up a T-weapon sometimes. Would have made a hell of a difference. But here we are.
Yes. T2 bomb site, not the ideal place to be, but it's such as the life of CT side Inferno. 2 on the balk for an IP, and they're going to be pushing apartments. I really like this, especially with the UMP. It's a great way to maybe get a kill upgrade. And Tizian's around the corner. Ooh, unable to find that in time. Tizian more ready for the ting. That crow will also go down. Wow, Tizian extremely prepared.
That's a great off angle. Couldn't have picked a better angle for a push there with low HP.
Geometric knowledge, right eye peak versus left eye peak.
And that incredible round there by Tizian. With that quick reaction, whoever won that battle in Hall would have had a huge advantage in the early round. So Forrest there, he's got to be a little bit frustrated. He gets the headshot and not able to finish the kill. And now Nip, they're going to be in they're going to be money trouble. And all of a sudden, this is a complete 180 from the first map. And Big, they're looking strong. Their individual skill and talent is showing up now. They're winning the duels.
Yeah, they've put NIP's economy in the bin in the short term. Again, the loss bonus is still high. And the deagles are out. But so are the smoke grenades. We haven't seen so many examples of the CTs able to put the Ts in bad situations with smokes on an eco round. As you can see, that is the intention here. Still holding on to 4 smoke grenades for the time being. 3 players in the B-bomb site for now. Big will show presence around the apartments. It is dangerous to go into the apartments in a round such as this. There is increased risk because, you know, the CTs will be trying to concentrate their efforts. 1 minute on the clock and 1 smoke grenade has been deployed around Boiler, it seems, by the Ninjas. There's another one top mid. 2 smokes remain. They've been really holding on to these smoke grenades. Oh dear. Oh no, that's probably deliberate actually. Well, could be. Well, they haven't used them in time here. But smokes up around the B bomb site. There's a chance, there's opportunity. Running out of bullets though is Rez. And the remainder of NIP are out of position. Didn't work out on this occasion. Smia avoiding the flashbang. Free frag for him. And this round is as good as done.
Maybe Forrest can still get something though. Maybe more damage for a stolen gun. It's the Forest.
And in those type of rounds, when you're saving and you're trying to play the clock when by saving smokes, it's a fine balance of knowing when to throw them and not to, like when to be greedy, and when you can get away with just holding an extra few more seconds, because those make a huge difference. And Nip, I think, a little bit greedy. They could have afforded to throw it quicker, especially because they had mid control. Just a few extra seconds longer. And if I'm Nip here, I'm not sure what to do. Okay, so they're going with double op. So not a very standard setup, but they have the money to afford it. They know they need to try something here. So we'll see if one of these players can step up.
That is quite a change, isn't it? Big enjoying rampant success on their T side so far.
Double ops are definitely a good shout in an effort to try to turn the tide. And you feel like NIP have had so many good opportunities. That's a very fast pull of the trigger off the flashbang. It's going to work for Rez. And that's what NIP needed. And you can see they give up Banana straight away. It's unlikely they're going to retake it unless they go for a really big slow play here. But they'll force top mid control now. Oh, Rez actually is going to go forwards. Dry peeking it. He's going to get taken out. That's not a good look for NIP now.
Bomb moving towards the... Oh, everyone's moving towards Banana. Looks like they're going to act upon this. Got a rotation from Lecro. He has 2 flashes, which is really important. Here's a delay flashbang. He's close though, but again, he can flash above Plopsky's head. He'll try to create some space and going to make a play himself through the smoke. They'll exchange position, but Forest round the back will take out Xantares. They continue to push, but that smoke is really going to help Lecro. It's guesswork for Big. Behind that smoke, through the shadows comes Smooya, takes one in the face, and next is left, and there's another flank coming as well. Too many man, only 1 frag for Big. The utility came just in time with that rotation from Lecro, and then a rotation from Forest, stopping the flank from Xantares. Everybody in the right place for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to go so off for NIP. I thought they were actually going to lose this round. And partly because I've been enjoying Big's decisiveness. Big are really decisive, and a lot of teams lack that, and a lot of teams waste timings, like these windows that they might get to exploit in rotations or outmaneuver their opponents and so on, and Big aren't doing that. They're actually hitting really good timings, but IP showing their class that time. Single AK on Xantares, good for 1 frag. Can't protect that gun though, so someone else is going to pick that up now. It's going to be Tabsit. That's a scary prospect.
Minute 20 on the clock, and the battle rages on for Banana. Plopsky will engage. He's spotted the bomb, only good for 1 though. Twist will continue the aggression, but their numbers game is too great for Big. They have position now, 2 versus 2, and IP have to go for this. Plenty of utility. Can hold one of the mollies for Dark Spot. Can smoke off the Banana position. There's a lot that they will be able to do. Molly still in hand. Forest with the first Molotov. Not going to be using the smoke just yet. That is quite a deep one from Big. 1 more Molly to go. There's the smoke for Banana. Flash to face the site. Tabson getting close, he's creeping. That bomb is quite thick. They've both got defuse kits, but maybe they've taken too long. Both frags going the way of Big, and they are back to winning ways on the T side of Inferno.
I'm surprised Twist went for the AWP push after Plopsky died. See, there it is. I think it's partly because you feel like a frag is pretty guaranteed when you make those peaks, because you can be so quick with an AWP, you know that there's 2 players there, or 3 players there.
Yeah, but after you get the first one, it's very difficult to get a second one because they're already so close. And it was looked a little disjointed there from Nip. Plopsky, that's a tough angle to play sandbag with an SG.
Well, mid-aggression comes in, and that's a great start. Twist hits a very, very hard shot to protect Plopsky. Sorry, Rez as he moves forwards. And Big understand what's happening. They're going to just tell it to be as quickly as possible. That's the decisiveness we're talking about. And they should understand to go through these smokes just like power their way through. Or now at this point they've been delayed so much they shouldn't commit to B. Or at least they should go into a default, something similar. They only have 3 players though, so maybe you can't actually go into a default. But at the same time, you know that NIP would have panic pushed back to B. Do they commit?
More counter flashes, more clues for NIP to keep 3 people on this B bomb site. Rez waiting patiently. DAY3's got a smoke, but maybe the impending urgency will keep their guns out. There comes a swing from Rez. Plopsky's been taken out, falling back now. Both plays for Big, almost in the red, 20 and 33 HP. Waiting for a response. Smooya creeping. There's a flash for Xantares to swing. He's a bit far behind it though. But you'll see nothing there. And the bomb can get planted by the fountain. 2 versus 4. Smoke soon to go. Smooya better be fast. He's going to take Twist out. Doesn't look like he will be. I think that might have been through the box before he even peeked. NIP survivor, 4 players. Much needed for them. The back and forth doesn't favour them in that respect, but if they can survive with the numbers, that is important for the rounds to come. They can still get 7 rounds out of this half, as unlikely as it has looked.
Pretty insane to hit that shot. That's and that shot actually like keeps Rez alive, and in so doing, Rez then gets a pick on second mid and creates that horrible situation for Big. So great shot from Twist, and this is a comeback for NIP. They broke the money of Big. They forced a half buy, but these buys are dangerous. Now they just have to keep a grip of this game, and they can get some rounds on the boards. I think the top mids take with a pop flash is definitely a scary prospect. That's all too common in situations like this.
And it looks like from the utility of Big, they're gonna do some kind of A exact, probably smoke out. Oh, that's a big kill actually. That leaves Pit open. Electro takes the angle. That's a nice spray down by him. Covers around.
Yeah, he keeps map control. Lovely flick from Rez. Blind, but he can still make a play, and he does. For the most part, Nip have kept position, but you can see they're taking risks in the short term. Plopsky keeping eyes towards B, but he is in CT spawn. Xantares looking for damage now, out with the M4. We know how dangerous he can be moving forward. There's so much time for Big. He is carrying the bomb. Spots Electro now with a little jiggle. Smooya will try to activate and cut off this rotation with the CZ. He can delay for a time, and this is on now for Xantares. He has Kevlar, he doesn't have a helmet. Backs off straight into the eyes of Rez, delivers a headshot with confidence.
I was gonna say, like, the incendiary is such a GG move if you know the lineups for the site. It just suddenly means that there's no spot to stand, and that's it. Well played by NIP. Good recovery again, as you mentioned. That balcony burst was almost quite deadly. So now 4 rounds for NIP, so they're definitely stabilizing. If they are able to win this gun round, I think you can expect a very close scoreline here. But Big, their individuals have really shown up in this first half so far, so this is going to be interesting to see what they're up to. They don't have an AWP. So he could have bought an AWP, but he decided not to.
Only to the short position. Twist still has eyes on Boiler, however. NIP reaching for 7 rounds. Smoke into Boiler to be a nuisance, but the push keeps coming from Big. Looking to split the site. You've got Plopsky with an off angle in the library. He's got to come to his teammates that they are not covered right now. Pops out at the right time. That's a lot of map control. Forrest creeping around a smoke. Twist waiting for a push. Hard to flash him with that pillar right in front of him. So much utility being used. Forrest repositioning now underneath the balcony, and there's Twist to deliver a kill to Xantares. No frags just yet for Big. Smokes up, he can see the smoke Twist above him. Has some cover for a time. Focuses on that short position. Sees the cross from Smooya. 4 NIP players on the A bomb site. Oh my god, what was that? Tizian with a flying kill onto Forrest, but there's so much more for them to do. They're trying to do some small banging being attempted. Smooya has 41 seconds. He can still put in some work here. Plopsky jiggling. A few more bullets in the magazine now for Smooya. The rotation continues from Nip as the last man. Twist with a shotgun, holds it down for NIP. Again, they survive with 4 players, pick up an AK late and a Krieg. And a chance for 7 rounds increases.
I like the idea from Big here. They were able to take mid fast, but they just got stuck finishing the round. They had a couple smokes left over. You could see the player trying to wrap. He knew he couldn't go because there was no smokes library. And there's just too many angles for him to cross. But the other players in A, like Lane, they could have smoked off site, and they could have tried to collapse on pit and take that position.
Twist again, providing the cover fire there. And NIP are really going from strength to strength here. They're starting to dominate in these rounds. They're not losing players. That's definitely an issue for Big.
Yeah, these are timely pushes. I think it's if you're CT side, you should try to push mid at least once or twice, and you know, take the fight to the T's, keep them guessing.
Is that the second or third time NIP have done that?
That's
I feel like it might be the third time.
Maybe third. I know there's 2 at least.
I can't even remember one.
It was that one round when they got the op pick mid, and then the Bombus kill alternate, I believe, or secondary, and then the 3 big players, they tried to rush B and they stalled.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nip recovers here, and they have a chance to take it to 7. Both teams on a full buy. Last round of the half. It's a nice start.
That was actually a really nice punish because I think Big, they understood that there were 3 players banana for a faster timing up top mid, but punished. It just seems like NIP are ready for everything now. It's a great shot there. That can really open things up.
Great pop flash for Popsky to swing. He heard the Molotov and it allows his smoke to pop fast, but he still gets sprayed down through the smoke and Big take position. The decisiveness is back from Big. Twist saw the barrel of the gun. He knows the player is stuck there. While the smoke is up, maybe some grenades can be deployed. Trying to go for the wall bangs and taps and creeps on one side and punishes for creeping on the other. Twist tries to swing, doesn't work out for him. 3-round lead for Big as we move into half-time. We'll see if they can take it to a third after the break.
Be like Bottle. Build your own community with your very own hub. Join other hubs and play more maps competitively than ever before. Compete for prizes and win Faceit points just by playing your favorite games. It really is that simple. Join the community or create your own. Only at Faceit.com.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Even on my lonely days, I know that I am still loved. It's pretty often that I feel I just don't fit in, and that's okay, 'cause everybody's different.
I'm about to sneeze. No, I'm good, I'm good. All right, there's a lot of utility in this pistol round. No P250s for the T side, but ooh, we've got second mid pop flashes for Next to have a look. You'll hear sounds, but you can only go so deep. Big now a significant favorite in this game of Inferno. Santara is holding the headshot angle, but taking one in the face, and again, the one shot with the Glock, not enough. Santara still alive is a problem. Forest faces two. He gets taken out. NIP have still held on to most of their utility. Tabson creeping away from Banana. Big not having lost a person yet. Tabson has a smoke grenade, so he could deploy at top Banana if he wanted to. There it goes. Nice and deep to limit the bursting possibility onto the bomb site. NIP will cut the noise. Smear. Ooh. Trying to get information about fully peeking, but he'll take one in the face as well.
Yes, NIP start to barrage the bomb site. The challenges are there, and they do actually have enough control to get the plant. So the Krieg buy is at least secured. Ooh, Twist Squad looking over the smoke. That is definitely a pretty common spot to catch. It's unfortunate for NIP. 2v4 now. It's not going to be easy. Both stuck on the bomb site. Ooh, Plopsy's got to come out huge in this position. Gets a dink. So weak. It's one. And Rez has to do it all, but it's Tabson, the strong player at the end. All the health, all the kills, and the defuse as well.
Headshots everywhere. I'm questioning Forrest's play. He had early into Hall. He had that information, he had control, and then he just solo went out. That's one of those angles that the CTs, I mean, there's just too many angles to check. And there's always going to be a CT watching that position. So I think that's an unforced error. And you know, from a veteran like Forrest, I wouldn't have expected that. So nonetheless, Big picked that up. And they have 5 MP9s. And choosing to go full utility. And when you have full utility, you can do a ton of nade damage in Banana.
Oh, yes! Oh, no. If you want into some jumps. Different perspectives. 3 smokes remain for Big. Tabson is about to redeploy on Banana. Don't want to do that too many times. That's quite the answer, though, from Xantares. Now they know there are 2 people on Banana, so if they had any ideas to burst, that may cause some hesitation.
There's the arch smoke and top mid control. So that's something. It's a pretty interesting spot. 1 smoke left, 2 flashbangs. That's going to commit NIP very shortly. Some smoke down to library, I think. And wait, where'd it go? Did he throw a smoke? Oh, he has a smoke still. I guess I'm just seeing things. I'm going crazy, slowly but surely, James.
To add to all your other issues, Dan, that's really unfortunate. Plopsky and Forrest are the riflemen. Twist goes in first to take the bullet, but Plopsky takes them as well. Not ideal. No damage done by ninjas in pajamas. Big looking, strong looking, comfortable. Looking like they're in control.
You know what? Seeing that buy on Inferno on the T side, I'm thinking to myself, that buy is probably actually not that viable on T side Inferno in comparison to Dust.
Thinking the same.
Nuke and Mirage and Overpass and
Yeah,
Train.
there's the angles aren't, you know, they're close to medium range. And when you're CT and you have good utility usage, you can counter rifles. So a prime example of that, they're able to take full banana control and then send 4A. It's a nice re-clear mid with the flash.
Now they picked up an AK into upgraded into 2 Kriegs and an AK. That's
a lot of players have been vocal today, admitting that the Krieg is a little too much and it's dominating the game in a negative fashion at the moment.
there's the Daps who made that tweet.
Daps, Rops, 3 other people that I saw, maybe. Can't remember who, but people are being vocal now. Yeah, mostly in response to Daps's tweet. It's just too much at present. It's $50 more than the AK, and that's, you know,
I think
the developers wanted to encourage the understanding of the weapon, and boy, do we understand it now.
I think people realize there is some imbalance there, but finding that perfect. Oh, that's too easy. That's a one-on-one. He still has 40 seconds. Yeah, like I think people realize the SGs are a little bit too strong second round, but no one exactly knows what the right fix is. The
Do you
perfect
think
fix.
money only could be the right fix?
I think that's too much of a universal change to the game. I think you try to focus on the SG itself, whether that's like increasing the movement a little, and I think also the zoom speed, something minor like that. They still think you keep the zoom in because that's what makes it an SG and it's to counter the AUG.
Yeah. See what Letro is able to do, never mind. It was a rough situation for him. Xantares was close enough in time, and Electro is unable to really take position. I think you, regardless of what you do to the nature of the weapon, you still have to raise the price at this point. I think, you know...
It still won't solve the problem of planning and purchasing multiple on second round.
Yeah. I think it's too close to the AK now in price, now that everybody knows just how powerful it is. And I think there needs to be more investment from a T side to get a stronger weapon in the Krieg. You know, now that it's like people are like, okay, you know, they've been encouraged to buy it and they understand what it is. Now it can go back to a reasonable price, and because it should have increased cost for increased utility, essentially, and that's more than $50 worth.
And especially too that everyone has gotten used to the spray recoil of the SG. That's kind of an issue that people aren't used to it, but now everyone's gone down.
The learning curves.
That was a funny thing initially when Furio were playing and using them when no one else was. It's actually almost a disadvantage for people to pick up the Kriegs because they weren't comfortable at all with them. And so they would whiff the shot, you know, with shots of them, so suddenly now you're denying the AKs. And that was obviously was very short-lived, but that actually helped Furia a little bit initially. So funny that the Krieg was just always there, much like the AUG. Just no one knew.
Right, it took an entire team of all 5 members to use it and start, you know, smashing rounds. And
there was a few people that were talking about it. I mean, I mentioned Thread. Thread was talking about it in like 2015, 16. It's like the Krieg's the next thing. And the thing is that you still need as you say, like a team to actually take it on board and try it, and invest in it. No one was willing to do that. Good damage done by Big. I don't know if NIP are going to have too much of a good look into this bomb site, but given the fact that Shmuya whiffed that first shot, now there's a bomb plant and it's a 3v3. Xantares is going to dive forwards. Oh wow, he's just got out of there through the smoke. That is cheeky.
Man advantage for Big. There's a flashbang to play with. They've got 2 diffuse kits. Next doesn't have the best position. There goes the flash. Twist knows what it means. Quick flick from him. Has Forrest been activated yet? Do they know where he is? He's looking to swing, as you can see. Here's a footstep. Can't win a duel though. Twist now. Can't do much more. And again, they do have kits Big. They can upgrade the weapons. And it's another round in a row. Are they going to go the same way as... are NIP going to go the same way as Big on the previous map and get next to nothing done on the on their T side? They are planting the bomb repeatedly, but they still haven't won a round.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a 3-mapper at this rate for sure. It is kind of a similar story to what NIP did to Big on the first map, whereby NIP got the pistol, they got to start off with success, and then on the second half it's exactly the same. They get the pistol and they get to start off with all the money. This happened to Big as well. Big playing even better on their T side. I think it's fair to say than NIP were on their first half Mirage, but...
And we saw the same thing yesterday when we watched the Big series. It was a super slow start the first map, and then just a huge reversal on the second map. They look like a completely different team now. And Nip, they just can't get anything going.
Next, trying to pick the right timing, but Twist is waiting for the play. NIP not done just yet with this game. Taking the arch position, smoking off the choke points, or trying to, but Big will do the same. That's a really important smoke, stopping Nip from splitting the A bomb site. And they've got control to stop the rat towards the B bomb site as well. Tizian even, the numbers top mid. Hasn't seen the bomb yet though. The bomb is towards Banana. Alecro now can make a play towards CT, or can he? Smia will deny. This leaves one player towards B. Zantares about to creep a peek. Just as the smoke goes down, they're lining up for him, and that's got to be the round. Forest makes his way, 35 seconds. At least there's a CT smoke. Considering what might be Nade Zantares for another one, his third of the round, and it's 14 rounds for Big every round this half so far.
Yeah, they're just crushing it. This lineup, that feels pretty bad for NIP. That's like a kill that, you know, you expect that they should be able to trade, but obviously because they lined up like that, it's a free one for Zantares. And that just kills everything. Nothing going NIP's way so far in this half.
NIP looks like they're gonna go with the half buy. They're gonna go for the full, well, half buy here and then the full buy next round and try to win out and take it to OT. Quite ambitious.
Ding dong from Forest, trying to force something to happen, and maybe that's what Ninjas in Pajamas need. Swings out, focusing on frags over the weapon. I respect the movement, really nice stuff, but unable to get any more done. He's got information though, he's got some position, which is good for a certain amount of time, and that Molotov will make things worse in that respect. Smia up close, is he fast enough? Not on this occasion. And they will take position. Ninjas in Pajamas, Zantares doing what he can, but it's Tabson versus 2. He's close, bomb not planted just yet. He will hear the plant, that gives him half the information. Double stack will actually help him peek. Free kill, where's the other one? There he is, and once again, NIP just cannot finish off a round in this half.
Good Tabson go, 23 for 12. Tabson is just like a mega talent. He's just so impressive.
That's so smart. He expected him graveyard.
Yeah.
He instantly, as soon as he took out the side player, he instantly flicked the graveyard. Maybe because he had the super fast flank, he didn't see anyone cross the pit or hall. That's good awareness there.
Based on where Rez was peeking as well. Looking towards Arch. Makes sense for the other player to be there. Not showing to Arch. Game point for Big. So many diffusers, so many retakes. Important play from Zantares in this half. Important to note as well. Tabson has a quick go. Doesn't work out for him. Forrest with the dry peaks with the Krieg. Can't blame him. Such a dangerous weapon. Could have been 2. Does he chase? Does he pursue Forrest? This may cause a rotation from B. So NIP not going crazy just yet. Forrest will create some space. Smoke into the molly. That might obscure a vision from inside double stack. Continues to aggress Forrest. This time doesn't work out.
He threw the smoke there from Zantares. Actually gets out. Zantares around the corner. There's another kill from him. It's really going to hurt NIP's efforts. Smia's delaying on the bomb site. Great flashbangs coming over the top, just keeping them at bay for as long as possible. But eventually he's going to have to go for a peek hit. Goes for it, and that's not going to work out for him. Looks like Big are in some trouble, and they are opting for the save. So NIP with a extremely late as you can actually have in terms of a resurgence, but it seems like we are seeing a resurgence in terms of the fact that they are about to win a round.
Forrest, you can see he's been taking increasing risk to try and find opportunities for NIP, trying to force open some windows, crowbar NIP's way into rounds. So it's proving very difficult for NIP to find something successful, even though they've planted a bomb in almost every round in this half, which is pretty wild. Again, a back and forth affair. Very hard to predict the big matches at the moment. And they've broken the money of Big, have the Ninjas. So if they can target 10 rounds, in the short term. Of course, the loss bonus is minimal for Big, that being the first round win for NIP in this half. If NIP can target 10 rounds, we know what they can do with momentum. If they can target 10, then things may get a little hairy for Big, even though it's just the one round they need. Can't take that for granted.
And we're gonna need someone from NIP to step up. Forrest stepped up last round, got the entry and some kills. This will be a big battle here to win.
How does Next get a USP kill through that smoke? That's kind of unbelievable. And Tizian with also a cheeky kill, sneaking away into the apartments afterwards. And then smoking himself off. And now he jumps through the smoke to try to catch someone off guard, but he doesn't find anyone. But he does pick up a Krieg. Tizian's making some plays here. And he's going for some spam as well. Just trying to make things difficult as possibly can for NIP. 3 from Porch though. 4 big as they try to push onto the bomb site. But NIP are doing a good job at holding pit. So many grenades. Rez forced through out the pit position because of the smoke grenades. There's 5 smokes up on the A site still right now. As Big go for the save.
Yeah, that was a scary round. If you're NIP. Tizzy in there with this heads up play, he takes one out Hall and clears it all the way through. And then you have all the info of where the remaining NIP players are. But yeah, there were just too many smokes. There weren't any angles or any opportunities for Big to get any retake kills. They do pick up that AK, and that does help because their money is still hurting. So if I'm Big, I'm gonna save here. You've got plenty of rounds to play with. Probably just pick up some HEs, maybe some smokes, and secure a full buy next round.
Yeah, all you need is one full buy to be successful. So no need to shorten the money too much. Next with an AK, Tabson with an AWP. Both players focused on A, looking to maybe punish part of the default at the beginning of the round for any T side. Forrest goes down to 3. Has been a war of attrition for him in this half. And he's mostly been on the losing end of it. Tizian spotted Lecro. There's a real chance now. NIP have lost 2 players towards the A bomb site, and at least they have Banana. But they are wondering about the flank now, which will thin the numbers out. You don't know if there's a stack on the B bomb site. Twist having a look. Very confident frag from him. CT's got off angles all over the place. Smuya not really getting there. Might not be too familiar with the spray of the Krieg, all things considered, as a sniper of the team.
That was a vastly advantageous angle for him as well. Like, really advantageous. So it's surprising he doesn't get that. And that's a huge chance for NIP now. They go back to B.
For Tabson's position, Santara is taken out, and maybe NIP can stabilize. Twist and Rez are in the red though, and next, I mean, they can full buy next round. Well, they can actually no, their loss bonus sucks. It's not a full buy. Like there is an argument to save the AK basically.
Yeah, and all that utility.
If it was a full buy next round, then well, he can't know how low they are. But we'll see what he chooses to do. I don't know how much value is there in exit frags at this point when you need to win 1 round. So just hold on to the AK.
I'll be worried if Rez... Oh, okay, they did dispose of an AWP. Okay, good. You got to say that, like, NIP were in a really bad position in this round. They get 2 kills, top mid, which, and given the information they have, they understand immediately where the other 3 players are because they understand that's kind of the default being worked on by NIP there. So NIP had to clear. They had to go back to second mid, back to mid to clear that, to make sure that they weren't getting pushed. And they do it without losing anybody else. And they still managed to get into the B bomb site afterwards, even though Tabson's anchoring it with an AWP. Xantaris is there as well. And they don't lose a single player. Like, NIP are doing some crazy stuff right now, and you know, they're up against map point for a very long time. So
yeah,
and I don't know if they can keep this up. It feels so close.
Yeah, they're winning these super disadvantageous rounds. Luckily for them, Big, they are saving
Oh,
again.
boy.
That's a lot of nade damage.
Yeah, you say luckily for them, but it's a similar story to what we saw last round. Big are prepared to win any round in any situation. They're a little worse off at the moment. Again, Forest has been the can opener towards the A bomb site. It looks to do that again. Could deploy an incendiary underneath the porch position. Pillar. Just repeatedly waiting for a peek. That's a very fastly deployed smoke grenade onto bottom banana. And again, Forest. What is he choosing to do now? Molotov through the smoke to stop the advance of big players. Speaking of which, it seems they have intentions. Oh dear, this is a bomb carrier twist. He's got a 1v1 though. Not shy to look for a second player. Next has been spotted with the AK. There goes the bomb. Down to 1 versus 2. Plopsky's got the 180. Santaros with only the deagle, making it as awkward as possible with his angle. There's the 1 deag. And indeed, it will be Big taking it 16-9 over Nip. Looks like it was inevitable. A late comeback, but they couldn't quite get to 10.
Yeah, both pistol rounds going to Big, and to their credit, they really maximized what they got out of it. Really big individual plays we saw. I think notably, Tizian was of note to me. He stepped up pretty massively. Next as well. They both had some big moments in this. Santaros is pretty stable, and Tabson is Tabson. And so they had all the pieces working that they needed to have a very strong T side. And they didn't let go of that strong economy at the beginning of the CT side either. It's very hard for Nib.
Yeah, Nib really couldn't get anything going. They did get a bomb down, so they had money to work with, and they had the equipment. Yeah, just too many multi-frags from Big. We see their individual skills showing up now, so that's a good sign. They've woken up. And we're going to go to a nuke.
Yeah, I think from a fan base point of view, in the first map we saw some things to be confident about from NIP, which were much needed. And the same can be said from Big in the second one. So again, both teams I'm sure will be building their map pools with their current rosters. Santares, nice to see him up there on the damage charts as well. But indeed, we will be going to Nuke as the third map in this best-of-3 series. So it really, again, it's another back and forth game, and I have no idea who's going to take it, but we will dive into it a little bit deeper after the break. See you back here shortly.